Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo, and I'm back. I'm set up at my in-laws' house, and I got a good night's sleep and be able to start getting these videos out earlier. It's 10:30 a.m. Eastern right now. We have a beautiful slate today. 11 games on February 8th, I believe. Let me double check, make sure I'm giving you that info. Yeah, February 8th, Saturday. 11 game slate, some starting in the afternoon, so I wanted to get this video out early. And let's just start with an apology. This was terrible. This was a terrible outing. And I don't usually apologize because I do put a lot of work into these picks, and sometimes they just don't work out. But in this case, we had a nasty slate yesterday. Most of the games had like 15 to 17 point spreads, potential for blowout. I did feel good about the Chris Paul play. I felt good about all these plays. Keontae George, he went for 25. We took him over 26 PRA. Scotty Barnes did not get the assist done. Donovan Mitchell pushed on the 5 assists. And I'm not trying to like beat myself up or anything here, but I'm just being honest with you guys. Even when I was putting the plays out, I'm like, these plays, I don't feel as good about them as I did the sweep that we got the night before. But it was all sorts of stuff, from like me having a crazy schedule yesterday. Really did feel good about the picks. I'll never put out picks that I don't play myself. I played these. I put 2 units on a power play, 2 units on a flex play. So yeah, I play all these plays, but I'm in a much better place now. I'm excited to get back on track with today's plays. Let's take a look here and talk about it. So feel free, go ahead and roast me in the comments section, because I do feel bad about that. Just in hindsight, it was just kind of like a scramble of a day. But I feel much better. I've had plenty of time to really go through everything on the board, and I'm excited to let the board continue to populate, and I'll put out some more picks with Jordy later on the Backdoor Fantasy Sports channel. But let's talk about today's plays. So to start us off, I like Jonas Valančiūnas over 7.5 rebounds and assists with his new team, Sacramento. I love that. I love that trade. By the way, there's so many exciting trades. I haven't been able to, I'm going to do it probably today, but I haven't been able to deep dive every trade that happened. Just like in the last video, I wasn't aware that my Suns went and got Micic, the point guard, which I'm super excited about that acquisition. But there's some exciting trades that have happened that I'm just learning of as I'm finding plays in a lot of ways. So Valančiūnas, I love that move to Sacramento, taking him over 7.5 rebounds and assists. Zach Edey, we're running it back. We're going to go with his PRA. The fantasy score isn't available yet, but if it was, I would most likely be taking that if it was at a decent line. Because his defensive upside, I love the defensive upside. I know it's a tough matchup against OKC, but Memphis is playing good too. So I'm really happy to take his 17.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Once again, if the fantasy score is available, I'll post it in the comments too. If they give it to us and it's a line that I like, I'll put a comment. I'll pin a comment in this video, let you guys know if I like that better, because he is very capable of putting up some points on the defensive side of stuff with fantasy score. Klay Thompson, we're going to go over this 11.5 points. I love this play, just coming off of a burner. New, not really a new role, but kind of a new feel in Dallas with Luka gone. He seemed to have a pretty good attitude about it. So, I like him to go for at least 12 points today. And then we're going to run it back with our boy Ben Sheppard, 9.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He cashed this for us in that sweep 2 days ago at 8.5. I'll take it at 9.5 too, because I like this matchup against LA. So if you guys don't mind, do me a favor, like the video, drop me a comment. Roast me for yesterday's picks. Just give it to me. I don't mind. But yeah, I really appreciate the support, guys. You guys are helping me grow my channel, trying to get to 1,000 subs. And it's been awesome. That helps a lot, puts me in front of a larger audience. So let's talk about Valančiūnas here. 7.5 rebounds and assists. I'm just loving this. First of all, he's done this in 4 out of his last 5 games. The matchup's beautiful. 29th in rebounds allowed. So awesome. And we know what he's capable of. And I'm really hoping that we obviously he's not going to take over the starting role, but You just don't want to see a talent like his. I know he's getting older, but he's still got a lot of gas in the tank. So I'd like to see him be with a team that could be a contender eventually. So I love this trade. So yeah, 29th in rebounds allowed, 19th in assists allowed. Just look at the 2024 season. Even with Washington, 76% hit rate. This is just like a low uncertainty line, in my opinion. New destination, and I really like him to get this done in his first game. His first game with them, he got it done. 5 rebounds, 3 assists. He played 17.4 minutes. So if we can just get that again tonight, I like him to get this done against the Pelicans, who he played for a while. So a little bit of a revenge narrative there too. I know he's going to want to show out playing in Sacramento against his old team, who he was with for longer than he was with Washington. We have a note from Outlier here too. So he's exceeded 7.5 rebounds and assists in 13 of his last 16 games, averaging 10.8 over that span. So pretty solid there. And these plays where he missed over these 16 games, he still went for 6, 7, and 6. So he was kind of like right in that range of cashing that. This is just nice and low. I don't expect him to go crazy like he did against Charlotte here with 17 rebounds, 4 assists, but 7.5, I'll take it all day. I think he could get to, I wouldn't be surprised if we see like 10. I think they're going to continue to give him a little bit of run. Making your debut and getting 17 minutes is pretty solid. Let's see what that looked like. And it was a close game. I mean, they lost that game. So it's not like it was a blowout and they're just letting him close out. It's like, no, he still got 17 minutes in a close game. That was against Portland. Speaking of Portland, people are shocked that, I'm seeing a lot of stuff online. People are shocked. Like, don't sleep on Portland. Like, I'm not saying they're going to make a run this year, but they're putting it together. They're clicking right now. And they've been beating a lot of pretty tough teams. So good for them. So yeah, not a whole lot to get into. We went over a little bit of this. Let's see what Daily Grind thinks. Okay, so they like his PRA at 15. They have that as his best play. 53.16% odds to hit the over. Minus 132. They like his rebounds over 5.5. They like his points, assists. They like his points. They don't. What the? There's no way this got bumped that quick. I gotta check something. It's showing his rebounds and that can't be right. I have to be looking at the wrong thing. Oh, that's points, rebounds. I was like, his rebounds and assists got bumped to 13. No, they like his assists over 1.5. I thought that looked good too. They do like the rebounds and assists over 7.5. Just slightly favored the over. 50.22% odds to hit the over. The assists at 1.5 were what first caught my eye because you can see in his first game with them, he went for 3 assists. Yeah, and then 4 before that. So I do like that 1.5 assist if you'd rather take that. He's only missed it once out of his last 4 games. And then if you're getting 3 assists in your debut, he's getting to know his new team. He's grabbing boards. He's hitting guys who are open. He's creating that camaraderie and that chemistry. So I think the assists at 1.5 do look really good. But at 7.5, I'm just going to throw those rebounds on there because he's totally capable. He has a really soft matchup. So I like both of those. You guys can choose whatever of these you like, but they clearly, they like his full PRA. We're getting these lines low right now. I think that, they went and got him for a reason, and I think they're going to utilize him. I think he's going to be a great backup to Sabonis. So let's keep rolling. So Zach Edey, been absolutely balling lately. Good Lord. Last 3 games, at least 11 rebounds. He just played against Toronto, had 15 rebounds, 13 points, 14 rebounds against the Spurs, 16 points. Just been absolutely dominant. And I do wish the fantasy score was available, but I'm happy to take this. The matchup's a little bit tough. 3rd in points allowed, 12th in rebounds allowed, 7th in assists allowed. But yeah, he's cleared this 4 out of his last 5. We have a note here from Outlier. He's exceeded 17.5 points, rebounds, and assists in 6 out of his last 7 games. So he's averaging 24.4 points, rebounds, and assists right now. 86% hit rate over his last 7 games. I love this play. The minutes, it kind of hasn't, he hasn't needed to get a ton of minutes, but averaging 22.4, really starting to make his claim, get a bigger role. Like, I think he's sort of demanding more minutes with his output here. But 25 minutes against the Spurs and put up 31 PRA, and then 24.7 minutes against Toronto, who's a little bit more banged up. I think Jakob Poeltl was out that game, but still went for 30. And then in just 18 minutes, he put up 28 against Milwaukee. So I'm impressed. I think that this kid is starting to arrive, and I'm excited for this play for sure. Let's take a look here at Daily Grind. Forgive me if it's a little bit slower today. I'm just kind of getting adjusted to my new setup here. All right, so they like a lot of his unders. So they're not feeling the same way I am. Maybe it's the matchup. Maybe it's the line that Prizepicks is giving us, but they like his points under. They do like his blocks and steals over 1.5. That kind of speaks to the fantasy score that I wish we had, but I'm comfortable with the PRA. I think this kid is in rhythm right now, and the matchup doesn't really scare me too much. They do like his points, rebounds alone. And that honestly was what I was first looking at. But I mean, like 1 point bump up to 17.5 for the assists attached. I'm happy to take that because so this is out of his last 7 games. His last game, he had 2 assists. He had 1 assist the game before that, 3 assists the game before that. I know he doesn't assist the ball that often, but it's just a 1 point bump. So I just decided to go with the PRA instead of just the PR. But you can go with whatever you prefer. The Daily Grind doesn't like the PRA, but they do like the points rebounds. So that's just a personal decision. I'm like, a 1 point bump doesn't scare me. I'd like to have that attached. So let's talk about Klay Thompson here. 4 out of his last 5 games, he's cleared this. Coming off that game against, I think it's his first game since Luka left. If I'm not mistaken. And he put up 25 points against Boston. Let's see what those threes looked like. Only 3 3-pointers made on 25 points. So that's awesome. He had 17 attempts. He cashed 11 buckets, 65% from the field in that game. So yeah, he's cleared this 4 out of his last 5. And he's never missed this. He's never missed this here against Houston. So, and the matchup's also soft too. If you take a look here, overall as a team, they're 6th in points allowed. You bounce over to the shooting guard position, 23rd. Nice green, soft spot there for us. Again, he's never not done this against Houston. Let's take a look here. Note from Outlier, he's exceeded 11.5 points in 5 out of his last 6 games. He's averaging 15.8 points a game right now. We know that's a little bit inflated with this 25-point game, but he's got a 20-point game back here, 23-point game, so it's not like that's the only reason that average is up. So at 11.5, I'll take, we're getting like a 30% value here with it, him averaging almost 16 points, and we're getting it at around 12. So yeah, maybe that's more like a 25% value. But yeah, let's take a look at the minutes real quick. Over these last 6 games, he's averaging 25.8 minutes, just 1.3 fouls, keeping it clean, 46% from the field on 13 attempts. I'd still like to see his attempts go up more than that, but 13 is not bad considering a 46% hit rate, and we just need 12 points. That's some of those are probably going to be threes. He's averaging 3.7 made 3-pointers a game over the 6-game stretch, 45%, 8.3 attempts. So this is beautiful. 13 attempts is not super high for a scoring play, but if 8.3 of those attempts are 3-pointers and he's cashing 45% of them, that's going to stack up pretty quick. If he gets 4 of those, which he's averaging 3.7, 4 of those cashes this for us. So I like him to get this done. Let's see if Daily Grind agrees with me. All right. They do like the points to go over. They don't like his PRA. They like his turnovers over 1.5. But yeah, they like his points to go over. They have it at a 51.39% odds to hit the over, minus 124. And pretty much everyone that has this at 11.5. And we've got some major juice on some all the way up to minus 155. And then we've got like some 50-50 shots, like DraftKings just has it at a 50-50 shot. So you're getting a little bit more value there if you are going like, sports betting style. But yeah, I like him to get this done. And, we're playing on Prizepicks, so we got the fixed odds. So That's what we're looking for, is the value. We want stuff that's juiced because you don't get penalized for it on Prizepicks. You get the full value there. All right, so let's wrap it up with Ben Sheppard. So he's cleared this in 5 games straight, and it's been mostly scoring, at least in this last game. 12 points, 1 rebound. The matchup overall isn't too scary. 11th in points allowed, 11th in rebounds allowed, 23rd in assists allowed. I think it maybe tightens up a little bit. No, it actually gets softer at the shooting guard position. 20th in points allowed, so nice green for the points matchup. 13th in rebounds allowed, and 23rd in assists allowed. So pretty soft matchup. He has already done this. I think this was last year. Last year, how many minutes did he play in that game? 20 minutes, and he put up 12 PRA on the Lakers, 7 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. I know this roster for the Lakers has changed a little bit, but their identity is, a new coach too, so you can't totally go off of that, I guess, but somewhat similar looking Lakers so far to last year, and I don't think Luka will be playing. I don't know when he's supposed to make his debut because he was injured. Yeah, he's still out, calf strain. LeBron James, game time decision. Austin Reeves, game time decision. Bro. Again, I'm just like, I didn't realize this trade. The Lakers got Mark Williams too. Oof, okay, that makes up for AD, not on the scoring side of things, but as far as like just a big who can get you the boards, and you got Luka and all these other scorers out here, like, this is such a fun time of year when you're seeing all these new rosters. My Suns didn't make a whole lot of changes, but I'm happy we got Micic. I need to go look at that because maybe we have more changes than I even realized. So yeah, he got it done into the head-to-head. And 5 games straight, he's gotten this done. Let's take a note from Outlier. This is interesting too, because this is a little bit of a different statistic. He's exceeded 9.5 points, rebounds, and assists in 4 out of his last 5 games versus bottom 10 defenses for assists allowed. So on top of the 5 games straight, we also have this, little note for upside that he has an 80% hit rate over his last 5 games against teams bottom 10 defenses for assists allowed. In those games, he's averaging 12.2. So that's well above what we're looking for here. His lowest outing of the ones he hit, which is 4 straight against bottom 10 defense for assists allowed. His lowest outing was 12. So I think he can get us 10. I'm happy to take it. Let's see. Over his last 5, averaging 21.4 minutes a game, just 2.2 fouls, and 55% from the field, just 6.2 attempts. We know that he's not going to be going crazy with putting shots up, but it's 9.5 for points, rebounds, and assists. He's got 5.4 rebound chances a game, 2.8 potential assists, and not shooting bad from beyond the arc, 38%. That's good. Obviously, you start to get a little bit excited when they're at that 40% mark, but 38 is not a bad, 3-point shooter. And he's averaging 1.6 made threes a game over this 5-game stretch. Let's see what those threes look like against these bottom 10 defenses. So just a little bit less. He's still averaging 1 made 3 in these games, but 33% from beyond the arc, and just 4.6 attempts. That makes sense that we tend to see a little bit more rebounds and assists. These back-to-back games against these, it seems to make a difference. Bottom 10 defense for assists allowed. His last 2 games against teams like that, he's gone for 4 assists in each. So I love data like that. I love statistics. That's why I love Outlier. So yeah, I'm feeling good about this. I think he should be good for at least around that 20-minute mark. If we take a look at the over-under, 231 over-under. Pacers favored by 4.5, playing in LA. And then for Klay, since I didn't go over it, we have a 228 over-under. Mavericks favored by 3.5, playing in Dallas. So just because yesterday we ended up having so many potential blowouts that turned into blowouts. Who else we got here? For Zach Edey, 242.5 over under. They're expecting a lot of scoring in this game. And then Oklahoma City favored by 2, which is kind of impressive on the side of Memphis that there's only a 2-point spread favoring Oklahoma City, playing in Memphis. And then this last play here with Valančiūnas playing against his old team, playing in Sacramento. Kings favored by 7, 237.5. So all of these all these lines are looking good. Games that they're expecting there to be a decent amount of scoring, relatively close spread. So I feel better about these plays than what we went through yesterday. I think there was one last thing I was going to mention. Oh yeah. The one thing I will mention about Zach Edey is I think in these games where he's been kind of balling this 80% hit rate lately, let me double check. I know Desmond Bane was out for a little bit. He's a game time decision. I think that some of his output has bumped up with Desmond Bane out. Well, let me just do it this way. Let me go games with Desmond Bane. I just wanted to make sure that wasn't a key factor in him popping off. Okay, so we're still good. His last 5 games with Bane in the lineup, he still hit it at an 80% hit rate, and then with Bane out of the lineup, if he misses, it's still 80% hit rate. So we're feeling good about that either way. Let's just look at the injury report real fast, then we'll get out of here. So Lou Dort, game time decision. Marvin Bagley, game time decision. Yeah, I don't think Bagley, if he ends up playing, I don't think that he would really threaten the minutes of Edey, but it does affect rotations a little bit. So yeah, I'm not concerned about this at all. I feel great about this. And again, if the fantasy score pops up and I like it, I'll post it in the comments. But that's going to cover, I think that's going to cover everything. I think we went over, I know we didn't. Let's check Ben Sheppard real quick on Daily Grind. All right, so they like his points rebounds over 7.5. I think that looks good too, actually. If you prefer that, it is a 2-point bump up to the assists. Let's look what his assists have been lately, though. Yeah, I mean, this goes back to us talking about the note from Outlier, bottom 10 defense for assists allowed, back-to-back games with 4. So that 2-point bump, I'm still happy with the PRA personally. But if you want to go off of just Daily Grind, they really like this points rebounds to go over. 53.52% odds hit the over -136. Man, that's interesting. You can get the points assists down at 6.5, and they don't like it to go over. What have his rebounds been in these types of games? Yeah, I still like the full PRA. 3 or more rebounds in 4 straight games against bottom 10 defense for assists allowed. And I know that all that doesn't play a role in it, but I like to get as much information, any little thing that could affect the play matchup wise. I love just like utilizing that. So that's going to cover it for today's plays, guys. I'm thinking about diving right into NFL because, gosh, we got the Super Bowl tomorrow. So I'll probably put out my NFL video here up next. And then Jordy and I will probably be putting out a couple videos as well. We'll get some basketball. We'll get some NFL as well over on Backdoor Fantasy Sports. So guys, thanks for tuning in. Good luck. If you guys want to check out the optimizer from Daily Grind, use code BACKDOOR over at dgfantasy.com, and they'll let you take 25% off of any of their tools, including this DFS optimizer that I love to use. Jordy and I use this every single day. So if you guys want to check this out, dgfantasy.com, get 25% off when you use code BACKDOOR. And if you want to use my favorite app on the market, it is Outlier, and you can try it for free. Just sign up through the link below for Outlier. You don't need to put a code in, but I'm telling you, have some fun with this thing. If you give it a shot, check out all of the different things that they offer. It takes a little bit of time. But one thing that I've been implementing a little bit more that I do like, I'll show you real quick. If we take a look, we'll go 2024. I've been getting into, they've got this little tab here. It's like rest days. So they'll show you what they're currently at. So first of all, on the 2024 season, you can see 47% hit rate because we know his minutes go up and down. It's Ben Sheppard. He's just kind of like developing his role. But if we look at the rest days, I like stuff like this too. It says currently he's on day 1. Or 1 rest day. So we switch that over, and then we're like, okay, when he has 1 day of rest, he has a 57% hit rate. And that kind of stuff makes sense to me because it's like a guy isn't taking too much time off. He's still in rhythm off of his last game, but he is giving his body a little bit of time. So all these little different things, you can adjust the minutes. I love everything this app has to offer. So try it out. No major commitments up front. Just check it out for a week, see how you like it. And yeah, don't forget to like the video, drop me a comment, and appreciate the support, guys. We're going to bounce back here. I feel a sweep coming. Good luck. I'll see you guys in a little bit for the NFL picks.